Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use the new radio system. It's pretty simple, but for a first time user it can be a little bit complicated. So you're going to need these 4 different folders: GFX, interface, localization, and music. In GFX you'll need an interface folder, which goes into a top-bar folder, which goes into a music player folder, which is where the radio station art will be held, when you click on the image. Come out of that. In interface, you're going to need just the interface folder, because this is where your coding for your custom image will go, and just to change some other stuff. You need localization folder. That's just going to hold your music player name, so you can change it, and the music itself. And then you're going to need a music folder, and you can either replace all the music in the original file, which I haven't done, or you can just create your own custom one, which I've named here, which goes into this, which holds all the music in for the separate music station. Alright, and now to access all the GUI and GFX files, what you're going to want to do is go into your base game. So mine is Program Files 86, then you go into Steam, and then Steam Apps, then Common, then Hearts of Iron 4. So you're going to need to grab these files. For the interface folders, these are simply located in interface, and you're just going to have to scroll all the way down to, here it is. So you're going to need Music Player GFX and Music Player GUI. You just copy those and you just paste them into this folder. Now, if you want a custom radio station, my bad, that's not doing what it wants, right? If you want a custom music station, what I recommend is you copy the base file and you put it into here, because then it creates like an easy base for you to replace stuff. And I'm using Sublime Text 3. It's a pretty easy program to use, but if you're already modding, you probably already have your own special one anyway. Right. So if you want to create a custom music station, what you're going to want to do is create a separate folder. I'll show you how they do it in the actual Hearts of Iron one. So music, you've got the normal music, and then you've got the Hearts of Iron 2, which is the base soundtrack for Hearts of Iron 2. So you're just going to want to copy that. Make sure you name it exactly as you want it with no capitals. So for instance, this one's named Yojo because it's part of a Yojo Senki music mod. Make sure you keep that and you memorize it, because you're going to need it for the GUI and the GFX for the interface folders. You probably already know how to add music into this, so you just put the music into this folder. But you're also going to need this .asset and .txt. Again, you can just copy these, and you're going to need the actual music folder name in front of it. So in the base game music, it doesn't have one because it's just base music. And in this asset folder, you'll be adding all of your music. So it's exactly the same as the old radio system. But if you don't know how to use it, all you have to do is add a specific name to it. This just helps for the localization, and you just attach the file onto it. As far as I know, only .ogg files work. And make sure it's exactly correct, so it's a lot easier to just click on rename and then copy it and then paste it into here. And the songs file in here just tells you how often it'll play, like factor 1, which means it has the same priority as all the other songs because they all have 1. You can change it, so if you want to put it as 0.75, for example, that means it would play a little bit less than all the other songs because the other songs have a higher factor than it. But I don't want to change that for now. It's a lot easier to just put it as 1, or you can just not have it in there entirely. That's also fine, because in the Hearts of Iron 2, it's all just like normal, so they all have a factor of 1. And a new addition is, into the .txt, your music station name. So in here is the music station name. You're going to also need this for coding. You need to put it in a lot, actually. And in the Hearts of Iron 2 soundtrack, it's also classic as well. So that's pretty neat, I guess. So yeah, make sure it's exactly the same as the folder name, and you should have no issues with that. Once you've added in all your music and you've created the folder, next what you're going to want to do is go into your interface folder and create a new music station. Again, it's the GUI folder. Don't worry about this one for now, I'll explain it later. But make sure it has, after this last underscore, it has the name of your music station. Double click that, I'll remove that. And if you just wanted to make it easy, you could just get the base and copy and paste it with a new name, which is what I did. Now in here, what you're going to want to do in here is, this here is not actually the normal one. I have to go find it again. So if you have a look in here, see it says Yojo faceplate. In here it says base music. So again, you're going to have to put in the name of the file, or folder, sorry, in here. So you're going to need to do it in here. Don't worry about any of this. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then it also pops up here as well. So it says Yojo stations. In here it says, scroll all the way down, base music stations. So it's just, this is the actual creation of the like picture. So you need this or whatever the name is. Keep the stations entry because you need that. Also, in here is the actual picture. So in here, this is GFX Yojo art, and in here is GFX base album art. Now to find where that is, you just have to go into your GFX interface, top bar, and music player. So, and it's located in here. I use paint.net for it, but you could probably use something else. Now, the easiest way to add in images is to go directly into the GFX folder. Then in here, where's interface? Yep, interface. Then you go into top bar, music player, and in here you just copy one of these and you just paste it into this folder. And then all you have to do is modify it. See, the borders are already created there for you. You just have to add in an image. You should know how to modify DDS files, but if you don't, paint.net is a good one. It's pretty old, but it's useful. So let's right. Let's use an example of how you would modify the image. So for instance, if I were to use this stop button, right, add layer, you could just grab it and you just like put it on, whoops daisies, that's not what I wanted. And you could just put it over there, right? And then for the other one, copy paste, you could just do the exact same thing, right? That's how you basically do it. And then you can just save as, and then .dds, and there you go. You can save it in like that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because it's not good enough. But that's how you do it. That's how I'd recommend you create the art. And if you test it out, that is how it should pop up. But the last thing you need to do is localizing all your music. Pretty standard. There's not really anything specific you have to do. Just make sure you grab the name of the song. So in mine, if you spotted it, they were all named Common Turn War. So that is the naming file. If I go back into it, and then the .asset file. As you can see, like Common Turn War 6, you just have to put it in order, see Common Turn War 6, and that allows it to find a name to go put the actual name into it. That's basically how you do it. It's exactly the same as your radio station. And if you want your radio station to have a proper name, then you're going to need this music player English. It can also be found in the localization file. You have to scroll all the way down. Music. There you go. Music player English. And you just have to, again, it's your folder name underscore title dot 0 with whatever you want it. So mine is the Yojo Senki soundtrack because that's the name of the mod. And that one's pretty easy. Now I'll explain the other GFX folders that you saw before. the music player.gfx. This is where you add the coding for the actual picture. If you don't have this in, the picture won't pop up. So, but again, you could just copy this, paste it, change the classic album art to whatever the name was. So my name was Yojo Art, and then you also change this one again, so it's also named Yojo Art. This one's a .dds, so it's a .dds. Yours may be something different. So make sure that's all changed correctly, or else it won't pop up. And then the GUI. Again, there was nothing in here that it doesn't really matter. It's good to put it in just in case you want to like change anything, like any of the pictures. But for the most part, you don't need to put it in. It's perfectly fine if you don't. It won't break it or anything, but it's just useful, I guess. And I believe that is all the steps you need to creating the soundtrack. That image doesn't matter, it's just for the mod. And that should be all good. I hope this helped somewhat. Oh, one more thing. If you want to change the main theme, you're going to need to add all of the music from the base, and you're going to want to add your song in here. So mine's Remembrance here. If you go into the music your asset, see main theme in here, you can't change the main theme from inside the other folders. It's because this is the base music. So you just need to add it in. It's just like the old radio station, so it's pretty simple. Nothing else you really need to change there. And I'll go show you how it works then. Alrighty, I'm back. I've just muted the music because it can be quite loud. So if you go into the music player here, you can see that it's on. So this is off and this is on. It's shaded a little bit darker and it's got green. If you scroll all the way down, you can see all the songs here. Pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, and that's just it working. If you have any other questions, just comment on that discussion thing that I posted this on. Or if I put this on public, doesn't really matter, then you just comment below. And that should really be it. I've pretty much covered everything that you need. Yeah, that's all. Have a good day.